The first question is, which compound contains 45.2% nitrogen biomass? The masses are given to you of carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, and we have a simple molecular, calculations here for the molecular mass, and then we can calculate the individual masses of each and every compound within that um, molecule. So here we have that procedure. We want to calculate the mass. So first of all, we have to determine the molecular masses of each and every molecule. So ethane 1,2-diamine, then hydroxylamine, then we have methanamide, then methylamine. After calculating their molecular masses, because now we want to calculate the mass percentage of nitrogen, you have to divide it. For example, we have two nitrogens in the ethane 1,2-diamine, so 28 divided by 60, that is of its molecular mass into 100, and we can get the percentages of all the nitrogen percentages in each and every compound. Here we have 45.2% in methylamine. So our correct option gonna be D, because the question is which compound contains 45.2%, and the only methylamine is the one. Second question, aqueous copper to sulfate is electrolyzed using copper electrode. The current is constant and the anode is weighed at regular intervals. Which graph is obtained when the mass of the anode is plotted against time? Anode का mass जब आप plot करेंगे, because anode is releasing copper as copper plus 2, so anode का mass जो है वो constantly decrease हो रहा होगा. So for 12 the C option is correct, जिसमें आपको mass का जो anode का जो mass है वो decline पर show किया जा रहा है. Then the next is, what is a chemical product of a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell? हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन फ्यूल सेल का अगर आप कॉम्बिनेशन चेक करें तो उसमें जो प्रोडक्ट बनता है वो वाटर है. सो द डी ऑप्शन इज द करेक्ट वन. Hydrogen can be produced by reacting methane with steam. The formula is written here. Using the bond energies in the table, what is the enthalpy change of the reaction? आपने enthalpy change measure करना है, and we can determine the enthalpy change by using the formula, and this is the method. First, we have to calculate the energy required to break the bonds in the reactant. We have methane and we have two water molecules. So methane, we have four carbon double bonds. Carbon double bonds की energy given है, so 435 multiplied by 4. And water के अंदर हमारे पास टू जो है वो molecules utilize हो रहे हैं यहाँ पर water के. That means in one molecule we have two OH bond and in two we have four OH bonds. So 4 multiplied 463. इन energies को आप add करें, 3592 kilojoule per mole energy जो है that is required to break the bond, and when the new bonds are formed energy will be released. तो हम अब वो energy calculate करेंगे जो release हो रही है on the other end. So we have carbon dioxide and 4 hydrogen here. In a carbon oxide bond we have a C double bond O2 bonds है इसके, और the energy is 1610 kilojoule per mole. hydrogen हमारे पास 4 hydrogens use हो रही हैं, so 4 bonds are there because एक hydrogen के अंदर single bond है 2 hydrogens का. So we have 1744. आप इसको ऐड करें 3354 एनर्जी जो है वो रिलीज हुई है. Now energy required to break the bond minus energy released during the formation of bond, आप उसको minus करें, you will get the answer. So minus 238 kilojoule per mole is our answer. So that is our C option. So 238 kilojoule per mole energy is, enthalpy change of this reaction is. Next question, what is the best way of slowing down the reaction between magnesium and sulfuric acid? आप magnesium और sulfuric acid में slow down करवाना चाहते हैं reaction, तो आपको कौन सा option avail करना है? Adding a catalyst to the reactant, obviously no. Diluting the acid used in the reaction, yes. आप acid को dilute करते हैं, हाइड्रोजन आयन की कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाएगी, रिएक्शन ऑटोमेटिकली स्लो डाउन हो जाएगा. स्टरिंग द रिएजेंट, नो, इससे तो ज्यादा होगा. यूजिंग मैग्नीशियम पाउडर, अगर आप पाउडर यूज करते हैं तो भी ज्यादा होगा, because surface area is increasing in that case. The volume of gas produced by the reaction of 100 centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid with an excess of calcium carbonate, and two reactors are doing, and आप देख रहे हैं कि concentration जो है वो वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस एक्सपेरिमेंट वन में जो है वो जो यूज हो रहा है वो 0, 20, 30, 38, एंड अगर आप उसकी कंपेरेटिवली एक्सपेरिमेंट टू में देखें तो हमारे पास जो गैस रिलीज हुई है उसकी अमाउंट इंक्रीज कर रही है एट दैट टाइम इंटरवल्स। सो हमने कंडीशंस जो है वो इज्यूम करनी है कि क्या क्या है। अ ग्रेटर वॉल्यूम ऑफ एसिड इज एडेड, हमने ज्यादा वॉल्यूम ऐड किया एसिड का, तो ऐसा हुआ। हायर कंसंट्रेशन की एसिड की तब ऐसा हुआ। स्मॉलर पीसेस कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट के ऐड किए, देन इट हैपेंस, एंड द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द एसिड इज हायर। So the best option here is the higher concentration of acid is used. B option is the correct one because when you're adding more hydrogen ion concentration, तो आपके पास गैस रिलीज है वो भी obviously ज्यादा हो जाएगा। Next is hydrogen is made industrially by this reaction. Carbon monoxide reacting with water, carbon dioxide and hydrogen is producing here. And statements about this industrial processes are given. High pressure can be used to increase the rate of formation. A high pressure अगर आप करते हैं तो rate of formation increase कर जाएगा. Yes, it is an option. High pressure can be used to shift the equilibrium to the right. Um, and then a high temperature can be used to increase the rate of formation of hydrogen. Yes, हायर हो तो आपके पास उसका इंक्रीज करेगा। देन हाई टेम्परेचर कैन बी यूज्ड टू शिफ्ट द इक्विलिब्रियम टू द राइट। सो फॉर 17 ये बी ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट क्योंकि ए और टू आपस में कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी है, सेम एज 3 and 4। सो हमारे पास दो ही ऑप्शन ही कर सकते हैं, 1, 3 और 2 और 4। आपके पास राइट शिफ्ट नहीं आ रहा किसी भी चीज इसको चेंज करने से। आप अगर प्रेशर इंक्रीज करते हैं गैस के मॉलिक्यूल्स आपस में करीब आएंगे एंड ऑब्वियसली देयर आर मोर चांसेस फॉर इफेक्टिव कोलिजंस, so the reactant gonna be increased and same is the case when you increase the temperature to temperature को stable करने के लिए दोबारा से forward shift लेगा। So 1 and 3 option is correct and our true option is option B. Next question here is the table refers to two important industrial gaseous reactions. Hydrogen and nitrogen reacting, ammonia is producing, and oxygen and sulfur dioxide is reacting as sulfur trioxide is producing. And we have to go for the right option. Catalyst use हो रहा है in the reaction the one nickel, no. And for the B it is vanadium pentoxide. So which catalysts are correctly stated? It's reaction 2. For reaction 2 it is correctly stated because vanadium pentoxide we use here. Then the B option is correct क्योंकि जो first है उसमें हमें proper catalyst नहीं गिरा। So for 18, B option is correct. Iron 2, in oxidation state, ions can react with chlorine, and ferric oxide is producing, and chloride ions are producing. And we have to go for the correct statement. Chlorine is reduced. Then chlorine is the reducing agent. And remember, if anyone is the reducing agent, तो वो खुद oxidize हो रहा होगा. That is a really way to reduce the other one. So iron 2 ions are reduced. No, they are not reducing. They are oxidizing agent. No, they are not. So the correct option is A. Chlorine is reduced by iron 2 ions. Chlorine जो है वो reduce हो रहा है. So for 19 A option is correct. Chlorine is reduced. Okay. So for 19 A option is good. The next one, which reagents are an observation describe the test for reducing agent? Acidified aqueous potassium manganate, colorless to purple, and then acidic aqueous potassium manganate purple to colorless. Potassium manganate colorless नहीं होता, so first option is not true. Yes, second is true. Purple color colorless हो जाता है. B option is correct. Aqueous potassium iodide colorless to purple, no, or because it doesn't start with the purple color even. So the D option is also incorrect. So for 20, B option is the correct one. 10 questions.